Welcome back to another EV Quickie. I find that sometimes it's really informative to read some of these stories of people who've tried EVs, lived with them for a bit, and then eventually gone back to a diesel. And this is one of those stories which I think is really interesting. I sold my electric car and went back to a diesel. I'd had enough. Drivers are finding there are plenty of reasons for stalling on electric cars, from broken chargers and rising insurance costs to battery degradation and reduced range in cold weather. The maiden voyage of Guy Stenhouse's new Jaguar I-Pace in 2019 did not go well. His 145-mile route from Glasgow to Sedbergh in Cumbria was lined with charging points, but most would not charge his car, meaning a trip that should only have taken about 2 hours 45 minutes took 7 hours. Yes, 7 hours. I stopped at every charging station I could, hooked the car up to the charger only to find it wouldn't work, he says. It meant I was only able to use slow chargers and I could only get about 13 miles of charge each time. I got home at midnight. Many electric vehicle EV drivers will have heard versions of this story or even had a similar misfortune themselves, as I did when charging problems elongated a drive between London and Cornwall in an electric car last year. It seems 5 years ago that perhaps Stenhouse was too far ahead of his time and suffered at the hands of an underdeveloped charging network that is still evolving. Stenhouse has since switched to a diesel car. That might sound surprising given that he was an early adopter of a fully electric car, as well as solar panels and a small wind turbine. He even had a hybrid car back in 2016. But he's not alone in turning his back on EVs. According to the UK-wide independent car supermarket Motorpoint, 56% of EV drivers part-exchanged for an alternative fuel type in 2023, with petrol dominating the choice at 30%. I think this kind of anecdotal evidence is really interesting to look at now and again because it really gives you an insight into how people are thinking. And I believe that as the realities of EVs become more and more apparent, there's going to be more and more people like Guy who are going to try EVs and eventually go back to some kind of internal combustion engine car. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.